Jeez, look at the speed of that. Right, we are at the second property for the weekend, Nath. What do you think of this one?
Oh, it's massive. It's this one's over 300 acres, so it's almost 4 times the one we looked at yesterday, which already felt massive. And this property, it's near some of the national parks out in like West Victoria or west out of Melbourne.
So we're not far from Geelong, are we?
Yeah, not super far from Geelong, kind of between Geelong and Ballarat.
Yeah.
This place is unreal. We're in the middle of a gully right now.
Let's show the gully.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a wild animal, look. 4-legged shark on its way towards us. Australian 4-legged shark.
And you can see how deep this gully is. If it's any help or reference. 4 meters tall, you reckon?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one because the property owner is selling like 300 acres. He's keeping 10 for himself, but his 10 acres are kind of in the middle of the property. So when you drive in, he's keeping the access road from the gate all the way to his property, and then he's got 10 acres in the middle, and then around him is all this land. So as you drive down his driveway, to the right is all up for sale, and to the left is all up for sale. There's one parcel of land. So it's a little bit different, a little bit something weird to get your head around, but it is massive. I've got to say, when we first set off coming down one of the access roads, it was like, not too impressed with this because a lot of small trees. But as you get down into the gully, it is spectacular. We'll show you some pictures of some of the trees in this area once we get back towards the car, which is that away, I think. Who knows? We could get lost. Right, let's keep exploring.
There's a track here.
Oh, there is too, yeah.
A water tank here. Tap it, turn on it.
Oh, right.
And then you've got a...
Does it go underground there, or
Pardon?
does it go underground or something? No. That's weird, isn't it?
And then there's a small viewing camera and a private property keep out sign. Even though we're in the middle of nowhere, like how would you even get here to be trespassing?
Yeah, I don't know, but they reckon this is the boundary, innit? The fence.
There's
we saw a
fence
fence.
there.
Oh, there's the
Got a
fence.
post.
Right. So we saw fence lines over there, didn't we? So obviously,
Go figure. This is not part of it.
obviously it's pretty difficult when you're out here and there's no actual fence lines, and the property's 300 acres. It's pretty hard to work out exactly where the boundaries are.
The boundaries aren't with the topography. Like it's not. It's not. Oh, to the left of the river is this person, to the right is that. There's straight lines drawn over very twisty, turny, undulating countryside.
Well, that's interesting, that because we saw the fence line further up that way on this side of the creek that we've just been walking down. But we actually thought it was going to be a lot further that way, like 100, 200 metres up the hill.
Right, we're all out of orientation now, though.
So all of that, well, as far as you can see, is all part of the property. So the creek's just down there. Where the wild dog's exploring. And as you can see, there's some massive trees. Right, let's keep exploring. Geez, look at some of the rock faces. I bet from the top of there, Nate, there's some beautiful views. But I'm guessing that way is not part of this land.
Or not accessible.
Yeah, not accessible. Well, there's a bit of an indication of just how big some of these trees are. That one slap bang in the middle of the camera. It just goes on and on and on. Monster tree. Right, so that is the top of a crest of a little hill. And what we've been looking at is the fact that that away is the creek is all down here, but you could have a massive uninterrupted view. Knock a few trees down here, put a tiny house up in this spot, and you could just have views as far as the eye can see. The national park's that way, Nath?
Yep, that way.
The national park.
Up the creek.
up the creek. So off to that side is a private block of land, off to that side and that way as far as you can go, all national park. Wow. Yeah, feeling a little bit more excited about this place now. Certainly when we first came in, it was just a bit, it feels a bit weird and a bit off. But this is looking good. Nath, what was the goal with the fence line and the creek?
So I had a bit of a think about why is it confusing with the creek? Why are there fences just past it, but then on other sides, just on this side? The creek is public use land.
Right, coming out the national park.
Yeah, coming out of the national park. So the national park kind of comes down the valley, stops, but then the creek stays public, which explains why you've got some four-wheel drive tracks and some like chopped off stumps because people have been camping along the creek. So with that in mind, that explains why you've got private property signs just off the creek. It's to let people know, yeah, you can mess around in the creek a bit and drive along the track that's just on the other side of it, which is good because while there is public land on the creek, the tracks are on the other side, which means no one's messing around on your land.
Right, and then what we've just worked out, so the creek is literally just there. Oh, yeah, Nath's just going to head to the tree that you see there. The creek is literally on the other side of it. That post is tapping is the boundary post. So to that side, that's all our land, all the land that's up for sale. All of this area where we've got the car parked down there, all that up there, all part of the property that's up for sale. Right, we are going to go get back into the car, head back up the hill behind me, and then there was a fork in the road, and we're going to take that fork, and that will drive us further south as we are now to the bottom end of the property. All right, so we are just here driving back, as you can see, Bailey the Wonder Dog. So we came in on this little access road. You can see just off to the left there, that is just a little creek. It's not the one we've been walking and talking about all the time. It's just another little gully.
All this is part of it.
But all this is part of the land, yeah. Now what we're going to do, we're going to follow this road along, and then we will come to a fork in this road, and we'll be taking a left. But it's a fair distance from here. Let's see how we go. And Bailey's getting the run of his life. He's loving it.
I'll show him this mine up here as well.
Well, and as we were driving along there, we just spotted this. Man, the things you find. What do you reckon? There's gold in them there hills. Yeah, no, but it's obviously had a gate on it. It's been broken open. I'm not creeping in there. Coming out. It seems to go back a fair way. From what I can see, I don't think it's coming up on the camera very well, but yeah, it goes back a fair old way. I'm guessing somebody's done a little bit of mining over the years. Back up into that hill, and we were stood on the top of the hill just over there when we was looking at where the views would be. Yeah, it's weird. It's taken me quite a while to work out and get my orientation on this one. There's a few times I'm talking to Nathan, I'm saying, mate, I'm absolutely lost here. The boundaries and fences just didn't seem to align, as seems to be the case when we go to a lot of these properties, but this seemed worse than ever, and I'm guessing that's because it's so big. But when you look, man oh man, there's a lot of nice property here, especially down in these gullies. When we get up onto the tops of the hill, you'll see it's not as nice. And that's what I saw when we first came in, and I was like, not too impressed with this at all, but this is beautiful down in these gullies. Right, let's get to the top of the hill. All right, so we have taken the path less travelled. We took the left turn that I mentioned, and we're just sort of heading down now. Kind of in front of us is where we were with that little lookout that we were talking about. Oh man, there's a lot of land here.
I'm thinking the lookout's that way on the left.
You think the lookout's on the left? Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Because when we were stood there, you and I were talking, and we said, lookout's behind, the fork in the road's behind us, so 150 metres, or this road that we're on is about 100 metres away. So, where's Bailey? Cannot lose the dog.
There he is, up ahead.
Ah, geez, I don't know how he gets in front of us when he's behind us 1 minute. That's why they call him Bailey the Wonder Dog. That's about as much as you're going to get, Nath. It's hung up on them trees. So you're clear on this side, watch the tree on the other side. Right, so we've gone to another little fork in the road, and we took a left because it looks like you go down here and it goes to like a little opening. That's what the map shows us, so we shall see. So I just checked the phone again, or the map's on the phone, and down this way it's getting close to the end of the property. And this looks like the little open area that we could see on the map. You could see there was a section, obviously these white stones. Oh, maybe not, carries on. So these white stones do stand out. Yeah, we just checked, and that is the opening that we could see on the map. And as we drive down here, which we did just a second ago, it actually it is wide enough so far, and then it gets too narrow. But we will walk that section and just see what's down there. Right, this is looking really good. Not too sure what it's coming out like on camera, but decent height here. And there's just a view through all those trees. It's really quite spectacular. Right, what do you think then, Nath? As you can tell, it's getting dark. We need to get back into the car and get going.
Yeah, we've only seen about half the place.
Yeah.
But it's very promising and massive.
I still find the whole not owning the access road that leads into the property, and that's still a bit weird, that you got to really build an access road alongside the existing one to get you into the property.
Like you'd have to build a road parallel to the council road.
Yeah.
For no real reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd be on this side of the property, you'd have to go all the way back out to the entrance, go onto the public road, and then go into your second road that you'd be building to cover that side of the property. That just seems weird.
That other side is the darker, wetter side in terms of sunlight and rainfall, which you'd think means even bigger trees and potentially views of a valley, because while this side of the road, you see the national park on one side and other big forests on the other, on the other side of this access road, it appears to be that you'd see views of a nice valley.
Yeah.
Like farmers' fields with cows and sheep and
Well,
stuff.
we wish we'd managed to get here earlier to see all that, but hey, there's only so much you can do in a day.
That's it.
All right, and now we're on the main road heading out of here. So we'll follow this track back for a couple of kilometres. There's the gunch having his last little run. Yeah, we'll follow this track for half a kilometre or so, I think it is, Nathan, and then we'll get to a gate.
Yeah.
Go through there, and then we're back in public land. Well, what we were talking about is the guy selling this land. This road remains his property when he sells the land. So I guess in theory, he could allow us to use this, and then we just, veer off to the left and to the right onto our land. And he's actually put a fence up around the 10 acres of the land that he wants to keep. But it's still a little bit weird if you're relying on goodwill of somebody. That can end at any time. So that's a bit of a concern, but we'll work that out later. We'll look into this a little bit more.
Look at the dog. He's loving it.
He's loving it. Right, I think it's pretty dark. I'm not sure if you're going to see us, but what's your thoughts then, Nath?
Oops, better put our seatbelts on, eh? I think this property is very interesting. I'm curious in terms of the road situation. The views are really nice. There's infinite forest to explore, tracks to make, tracks to drive on. The price is quite high, but also the property is bigger than anything we've looked at. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. What do you think?
I don't know, I can't see myself anymore. Everything's gone super dark. Am I still here? Nah, I'm liking what I've seen so far. Got a lot of potential. Just this access road makes me feel very, very nervy. When I consider the other place that we looked at yesterday and just how clean cut that was, bang, bang, bang. I know we got lost a little bit, but
fences
it was
were all
very
there.
much like bang, bang, bang. Right, that's a corner. That's a corner. That's a public road. You can get access. Yeah, I'm just a little bit confused with this one. Well, that is the gate we've just closed, and we're going to get the dog loaded up and head out of here. Right, hopefully you can see me now in the headlights. But yeah, we'll have a think about this property. It's got real potential. Just not too sure about that access road. What we have found out is there's another property literally there. The entrance is literally there, and that one's also up for sale. Certainly not as nice or as big as the one we've just looked at, but worth a little nosy. Just have a nosy on that one online. Right, that's it for us. We're going to head home now, and we'll catch you next time on The Rural Project. Well, I guess you're interested what happened with this property. So the very next day we made some phone calls. We spoke to the estate agent, and they advised that despite the owner talking about the road being his and not for sale, what he really meant there was it was a public road. He'd put a gate on the end. He'd just done that off his own back, shall we say, because the road doesn't go anywhere. The other end of the road is actually blocked formally by the council. So that road, whilst it's not private, it appears to be private, so that was a really good thing. That road is available for anybody that buys that land. That was a huge tick. We did some more investigating into the parcels of land, and the whole 300 and something acres was broken up into quite a few smaller parcels. And when we looked at all of those, we were like, oh, this place could be really good. You could sell those smaller parcels off in the future. There was a lot of locations where you could put a house on each parcel, so it sounded really promising. Long story short, we started speaking to the estate agent. We talked about money, put an offer in. The offer got accepted, which was really bloody exciting. And then during the conveyancing stage, there were further meetings with the planning team in the council, and the planning team outright said, no, you can't build a house on any of those parcels. The way this land had been set up in the past, there was approval for one house in the 300 acres, and the fact that they were selling the rest of the parcels of land and leaving the parcel of land that had the house on it already didn't change things. So it became a wow. And we had to cancel, we had to sort of withdraw our offer and go back to the planning stage again and searching for more and more properties. Right, well, it was a sad day. We were pretty excited. We thought all our sort of dreams would come together there, but wasn't to be, and the search continues.